Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce our lunchtime entertainment, a panel discussion hosted by Domain Insights Editor-in-Chief Kevin Murphy. Kevin is arguably the most influential and read blogger and journalist in the domain name industry in the world, so we're very honoured to have Kevin with us today.
尊敬的各位来宾，现在我们的 panel discussion 时间已经正式开始了。我们今天的主持人呢是我们的 Kevin， 他是一个很擅长就是在我们的博客以及网上发表文章的一个就是写手，一个高手。他是在顶级域这方面有着很丰富的一个经验的一个主持人，所以说我觉得我们今天的一个 panel discussion 会非常非常成功，会讨论出很多有价值的话题以及新的点子。谢谢大家。
Hello everybody, I'm Kevin. I hope you're enjoying the auction so far. I'd like to start by asking the panel some questions, and then we can turn it over to the audience, and if the audience has some questions and if we have time, we can do that.
各位嘉宾，我今天很荣幸能担任这次 panel 的一个主持人。我会向各位嘉宾提一些当下比较热门的一些话题，然后跟大家进行讨论。下面我们开始我们的议程。
Okay, I'd like to start by asking Director Li. I understand the Chinese government has got some initiatives to make Chinese domain names more popular in China, and I was wondering if you could tell us what those initiatives involve.
我第一个问题是提给李先生，我的问题是，就是您作为中国政府代表一方，您就是中国政府这方对于我们的新的中文顶级域名所做出的一些支持或者努力，比如说在法律或者一些相关的这些政策方面，给予哪些支持？您可以是否和我们分享一下？
这个上来也没有经过特别的准备啊，这个直接这么比较尖锐的一个问题。实际上从 ICANN 2008年开始这个新通用顶级域项目以后，包括中国的很多机构都认为这个新通用顶级域对于中国的这个互联网的发展是一个非常好的契机。那么从那个时候开始，包括我们在内的，还有中国的其他的一些机构就开始申请新通用顶级域。那么像这个有点公益、点政务，还有公司网络等等一大批。那么相关的一些政策呢也在出台。那么最新的一个政策呢，就是刚才我们这个主持人问到，我们最新的一个政策呢是在今年的3月1号，由工信部和中央编办联合印发了一个文件，那么要求这个党政机关和国内的事业单位还有社会组织呢，在注册域名的时候，应当注册这样的一个中文域名，这个出了这样一个应用的规定。那么这些措施应当是，还有包括其他的一些政策也都在积极讨论中。总体来看的话，我们还是希望这个中文域名在中国能够有一个快速的发展。好，谢谢。
So we as a question a little bit very the question for me, I didn't prepare enough for ready to take any question, so I just show my opinion about your question. So from the ICANN, just want to start the program since 2008. I think the new DTLD, Chinese new TLD, is very important for China, for Chinese people, and for Chinese market. And I think it has been a very promising, good future in China. And and we have started to do a lot of work and register some new DTLD name, such as 道公益 and other Chinese domain name. And recently we have a new policy has already launched just at the first day of March. This policy has been passed by the MIT and CRONEC. And one of the very important key I want to share you guys, the any Chinese institutions on behalf of the Chinese government should have a Chinese new GTLD. They should apply for them. So I think it's a very good opportunity to push forward the Chinese TLD development in China. I think it's a very, very good opportunity for us to push forward the new GTLD in China. And many other policies in this new GTLD will come out from time to time during in the future. And overall, I think this is a very good opportunity. We can invite the Chinese government to support us for the development in new GTLD in China. That's my opinion.
Thank you. We'll turn to the private sector now, and Pinky, you've launched several TLDs in Western markets. What do you see the opportunity being in China, and how do you think that will differ from your previous experience?
我的第二个问题是想提给 Pinky。我们都知道，就是 Pinky， 您是在 TLD 方面有着很丰富的经验，并且已经在这方面工作了很多年。所以说，我想借此机会来向您提出个问题，就是您怎样看待中国域名今后在中国的市场一个发展情况，以及中文域名在中国和就是在海外两者之间的一个不同的发展趋势。是否您能分享一下？谢谢大家。
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, so I was involved with the launch of .mobi back in 2006. It was a little bit different time than it is now. Back then, there was no other competition in the marketplace for other new GTLDs for the end users, or there was not as much competition for registrars to have to integrate new GTLDs. Now there is a lot of work for the registrars to do, and there's also a lot more messaging for the end users in the marketplace to absorb. Just completing my thoughts. With .mobi, the China marketplace became our second largest market. About 20% of the market share came from Chinese mainland registrants. So I think the Chinese were very eager to participate in the mobile revolution at that time. Now, what we've seen with .Chinese Online and .Chinese website is with .Chinese Online, the opportunity that TLD Registry saw was incredible, really, staring at them in their faces after looking at a variety of options and seeing what user behavior is like in China and what some of the frustrations are. And you know, especially with online, when an average typical Chinese user gets online, they're actually searching for, diamonds online, wine online, which is exactly our top-level domain, .shen, for example. And when looking for a website, for the Chinese version, perhaps of a Western website, the same user behavior is there. And there are only, I think the latest data that I have, remember, was about 10 million, only 10 million people in China are actually able to read and speak English. There are over 750 million, I believe 700 million users now in the Chinese internet, and about 560 million of them are mobile. And the ability to be able to quickly navigate in your own language, I think, is going to be increasingly important, especially for the hundreds of millions of new netizens that will come online in China in the future. But the opportunity for IDNs in China in particular versus other new GTLDs that are coming out, I think there's frankly a little bit less competition for us in this marketplace than there would be for the ASCII domains, for example.
我是从2006年就着手于对于顶级域名的一个关注，而且2006年开始我就已经涉猎这个行业，开始这个行业。我对新的顶级域名的市场抱有很高的希望与前景，而且我也觉得中国的市场在这方面 占有很大的份额。这也是中文顶级域名的开始呢，也是一个对于互联网的一个新的革命的开始，一个起点。而且对于说我们裕通联达的点在线与点中文网两个方面，我觉得是一个很好的机会，因为我觉得点在线非常符合中国人的一个输入习惯以及阅读习惯，并且当然点中文网也是同样如此，我们可以直接输入中文在我们的域名的输入中文域名，这样来说它十分符合中国人的一个阅读以及使用习惯。所以我对这两个我们的中文顶级域抱很高的期望与前景。并且在中国，我到目前为止我了解的已经是只有大概1000多万人可以就是可以完全的阅读中文可以完全的阅读英文的一个能力。所以说我觉得这样的话比较有局限性对于他们来说，而且现在就是手机市场，手机的使用上网率非常非常的大，这个是一个很庞大的市场。所以说我们要就是借助这个机会，来开拓中国的市场。对于在中国市场而言，我觉得中国市场对于新的中文顶级域名的竞争会非常的激烈在今后。所以说，既是机遇与竞争同在。
I'd like to bring Walter in. You're very involved in the secondary market in Chinese domain names. I wonder which is something I know very little about. I was wondering if you could tell me how big is the market and how do you think the market will grow as a result of IDN GTLDs?
我第三个问题是提给明富网的吴养义吴先生的，我想请您谈一谈您对于中国的新的顶级域的市场今后的一个发展状况。
Okay. Actually, I will use English because I think in this room there are more people speak English than speak Chinese. So I will speak English and let Claire to do the interpret for me. I think that's a very good question about the second-hand market in China. About the IDN. I think because in China, IDN product has been entered the market, I think since 2000. There are more than 10 years. There are the second-hand market about IDN because CNIC launched the IDN.cn and Verisign launched IDN.com before that. And there is a lot of domainer invested in the IDN for the IDN.cn and IDN.com. But apparently, I think most of the domainer feel disappointed about the investment at the very early stage. Because I think the most important challenge for all of the domainer and the IDN market is the application. Because in China, although people know IDN for a long time, but for the end users, people still do not have the habit to use IDN in the daily life. Even I enter the IDN space more than 10 years. Personally, I very rarely type IDN in IE browser, and most of my friends do not have the same habit. So here is the challenge, and I think the good news is more and more IDN TLD registry come in the market. I think all of the registry for the IDN registry, they can work together. Although they compete in the market, but they need to, work, very closely together to try to educate the end users to let them begin to use IDN, and also try to find some solutions that their registrants to use IDN domain name and educate their end users to use the IDN. And also, I think another very important thing is about the IDN email. I think personally, as a native speaker in China, I think only when the email solution can be solved very well, and IDN application can enter a new stage. And because in China, because people do not speak English very well, but in China, when people use the browser, they will have alternative solution. They can use the search engine. They can use the website directory services. So for search or to use the domain name to target something, people already got the solution. But there is not very good solution for the IDN email. So that, I think that's the key part for the application. So back to the topic, sorry to distract a little bit, but back to the topic. I think in the next couple of years, if IDN registry can, put a lot of resources to solve the problems of the application, and then, personally, I think the IDN value will increase dramatically in the nearly future. Thanks.
作为我个人来说，我希望可以跟大家讲几点，就是在IDN 的普及应用方面，在中国是一个我觉得现在是一个当下应该面对的问题。所以说可以用那个IDN 的邮件这个方式来解决我们的就是 IDN 普及的问题。而且我觉得大家就是中文的这些就是在中国的这些注册商可以加强合作，然后这样想出一个注册局可以就是在中国的注册局可以加强合作、加强交流，这样的话可以提出一些切实可行的办法来解决我们现在所面临的问题。现在一般中国的一些网民，他们都就是直接就是用浏览器和网页去搜索东西，但是他们对 IDN 不是很熟悉，所以说在 IDN 的应用方面，我们确实面临着十分棘手的问题。所以说我觉得当下这个问题很严重，对我们来讲，我们应该深入的以后进行讨论，然后找出进一步解决的办法。
Now to Monty, you're an American domain investor. I understand you have some views about the fact that Western domainers underestimate the opportunity of the IDN market, and particularly the Chinese IDN market. I wonder if you could talk briefly about that.
我都知道您是一个在域名方面是一个很富有经验的一个就是很有在这个领域很具有地位的一个人，所以说我想问您一下，就是您对于中国市场的新通用顶级域名的一个发展方式的一个看法，以及就是中国以外的一些用户和他们是怎样看待就是通用顶级域名在中国的一个发展趋势。
I think Walter alluded to education as being one of the big hurdles, both in the Chinese market and in the Western market. What I see is that this is one of the fastest growing online markets in the world, and education will be key on how to use and how to have an IDN perform better for you for a business. So I think there's a lot of opportunity that the American buyers and the European buyers can take advantage of now by getting in early, as these commodities will turn into assets and further gain value as the education across this country increases and as the government pushes towards the use of IDNs more and more. We have, back in 2006, I think I conducted the first IDN auction held in the industry. It was in New York, and it was various IDNs from all over the world. And even with little understanding, we sold several $100,000 worth of domain names back then. Some are in use and some aren't, but I think people are looking for it as a long-term play. Some facts that are coming that are very important is that the internet user base across the world is expected to double in the next 5 years, and the traffic from those users are expected to quadruple in the next 5 years. That's going to be a huge opportunity for those that are investing in all domains, but particularly in this particular market. This market's only 45% penetrated compared to the United States, which is 78% penetrated online. So there's lots and lots of opportunity, I think, both for the Western investor and for the Chinese investor or the Asian investor in this market.
就像刚才那个Walt 先生提到的，就是我们这个域名的普及性现在确实是一个应该面临的问题。对于中方和外方的市场来讲，我觉得这种通用顶级域名的发展速度在中国真的是是前所未有的很快的一个速度。而且我们现在要考虑一个问题，就是怎样把这个怎样把这个域名把它更加的商业化。而且我觉得这也是给美国和欧洲一些国家的一些买手提供了一个很好的机会。 在2006年的时候，我们在纽约为艾迪恩举行了第一次的拍卖会。当时拍卖会的时候，它的一个效果非常非常好，当时反应也非常强烈。当时大家其实对于艾迪恩还不是特别的熟悉，所以说当时一个域名如果卖到$700的话，大家可能觉得为什么要花$700去买一个域名？所以说当时我们就认识到这条路还是有很长的时间要去花费心血去经营。所以说我认为在未来的5年，可能10年会有一个很大的突破在这方面。随着就是域名的不断普及，所以说这对于买手来说也是一个十分大的一个机会。在中国，其实这样的市场占有率还不是特别的高，相对于美国和其他一些国家，所以说我觉得在中国既有很长的路要走，但是机会还是很丰富、很可观的。
Okay, I think that's all we've got time for. So we're going to be getting back to the auctions now, which is after all why you're all here. So I'd like to thank the panel and also the extremely hard-working interpreter, sorry. So a small round of applause, please.
谢谢大家，我们的 panel 环节到此结束，谢谢大家。
Shots of tequila for her.
Thank you.